I have received a dream from Stendarr, saying I should send you to Skyrim. It pains me to know that by the time you get here, I will have passed, for my time on Nirn is short. I am Braxtis Maxsus, and this is my story. It is here that I should find my destiny. I arrived late, and yet this Curduin was not home. Who died?
Our daughter. Our little girl. She hadn't seen her 10th winter. He ripped her apart, like a saber cat tears a deer.
Who did this?
Sending. He's stewing in the pit while we figure out what to do with him.
Poor man did not know, but I knew.
There is a fire that burns in you, son. It does not come from Stendarr, no. It comes from another.
The previous night's rain had been so heavy that I had not seen this note that Curduin had left for me. Unfortunately, we found poor Curduin dead, for my curse shows upon my face. I am Braxtis Maxsus. I hail from High Rock, and am a foreigner to these lands of Skyrim. My father's dying wish is that I should come here, so that I may discover my destiny, which he was told I would by his god Stendarr, in a dream. I was told to meet a friend of his, Curduin, a vigilant of Stendarr, who my father knew as his time as a Crusader of Stendarr. Unfortunately, when I first arrived, Curduin was nowhere to be found. When I finally tracked him down, I found he had been murdered by some unknown assailant. I do have a clue as to what may befallen poor Curduin. Yet I dare not leave this hold of Falkreath just yet. For there is another matter that may be plaguing this poor town. A man by the name of Sinding ripped a little girl apart. Her parents and the local authorities do not know what would possess a man to be such a beast, but I have my suspicions. Training under my father and the secret Inquisition in High Rock has taught me how to identify such things. Yet I dare not cast my judgment just yet. I'd rather speak with this Sinding first. However, I should pray to Stendarr on the matter before investigating. I only hope that he listens. I dared not go into town to pray, not with my face uncovered. For I am an anomaly. There are plenty of mixed races in all of Tamriel, but none quite like me. For though I have orcish features, my visage is also that of a Breton. I am different. My father was a Breton, my mother an orc. Normally, I would have come out more orcish than anything, but my mother made a deal. Feast your eyes upon the white gold tower, my son. It is the triumph of Cyrodiil, and of all of Tamriel, a monument to this great empire. An orc by the name of Agronak Malag once fought in the arena there. He was like you, a half-breed. Also like you, he was cursed. But it is not the fact that you nor he are half-breeds that curses you. No, he had an affliction. Much like you do. His was different. Yours is the result of a deal struck by your mother out of love for me. I shall take you there someday so that you may see for yourself that you are not as strange as you think you are. But for now, we stay here in Bruma and we train and we study. And maybe someday Stendarr's mercy will fall upon you, my son.
I've half a mind to ask if you'll take me on one of your adventures, but I can't just leave Volga on her own.
Nari was proving to be more and more of a distraction for me, and I needed to focus on Sinding. There was a wild beauty about her that I could not help but be drawn to. Anyway, I needed to focus on Sinding.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
After some conversation with one of the guards, I was finally granted access to Sinding. I would need to see what he had to say for his actions.
Need something? Come to gawk at the monster.
I hear you attacked a little girl.
Believe me, it wasn't anything I ever intended to do. I just lost control. I tried to tell them, but none of them believed me. It's all on account of this blasted ring.
What ring?
This is the Ring of Hersing. I was told it could let me control my transformations. Perhaps it used to, but I'll never know. Hersing didn't care for my taking it, and threw a curse on it. I put it on, and the changes just came to me. I could never guess when. It would be at the worst times. Like with the little girl.
What kind of transformations?
I don't suppose there's a point in keeping the secret if I'm going to die in here anyway. I'm sure you've heard of men who shift to beasts under the influence of the moons. I am one of them. A werewolf. It's my secret, and my shame. That's why I wanted the ring. It was said to give men like me control. Now, I may look like a man, but I still feel the animal inside of me as strong as ever.
What will you do now? Speak.
I've been looking for a way to appease Hersing. There is a certain beast in these lands. Large, majestic. It's said that Hersing will commune with whoever slays it. I tracked it into these woods, but then I had my accident with the child. I want to beg his forgiveness. Give him back the ring. But while I'm stuck in here, the beast wanders free.
I'll take the ring to her scene.
Oh my. You would do this for me? Here, take it. I don't want anything to do with this wretched thing anymore. Seek out the beast. He wanders these woods. Bring him down and... well, the Lord of the Hunt should smile on you. I wish you luck. But you leave here while I still have my skin. Should our paths cross again, I will remember your kindness. Farewell.
Wait. But Sinding, I don't know how to hunt. I'm not a hunter. I don't even know where to begin to look. Wait, stop. Answer me, at least give me some kind of hint as to where to go. Where do I go? Sinding had given me a very basic description of where I could find this great beast for the hunt. He said they were somewhere in the forests of Falkreath. Where exactly I did not know. Not to mention that I was not a hunter. It would be a while before I could find this beast, I know. I may be gone for days. I would need to prepare. Fortunately, my father Flavius had taught me basic alchemy skills. He said when my natural Breton magic of healing and the like could not be relied upon, I would need to know how to recharge myself with the potions that could be created through alchemy. My skills in alchemy were rudimentary at best, but I could put some things together if need be. And so I would prepare for that first, and then head out for this hunt. I had been out hunting for days, maybe even weeks. I could not tell, for I had lost track. My face had begun to look rough and I was unclean. And I felt no closer to finding this beast than when I had first begun. But as I sat there at camp that night, all I could think about was my father and his teachings, and how he had prepared me for these hardships. And why do we pray, son? So that we may hear Stendarr's will. But it is not just his will we are listening for. It is his divine mercy. For if we clear our minds and clear our spirits, then we can hear it on the wind. His will, his mercy is hard. And it is those hardships that we carry out so that his mercy may flourish. You need only listen. And if you listen, you shall understand. Nothing that happens to you in this life cannot be overcome if you just carry out Stendarr's mercy. Remember that, my son. Whether by luck or divine intervention, I had finally found the beast, a majestic white stag. I had not expected something like this. I truly felt bad about having to slay it.
Well met, Hunter.
Are you Hircine?
I am the spirit of the hunt. Just one glimpse of the glorious stalker that your kind calls Hircine.
Will you remove the curse from this ring?
I may consider it. But you must first do a service for my glory. The one who stole it has fled to what he thinks is his sanctuary. Just as a bear climbs a tree to escape the hunt, but only ends up trapping himself. Seek out this rogue shifter. Tear the skin from his body and make it an offering to me.
He has done me no wrong. I will not kill him.
There is no retribution in the hunt. It is not vengeance I seek, but the blood course of a living hunt. There are others who would gladly accept my favor. They will hunt him while you delay. Your choice.
I was now faced with a new dilemma, for I did not know where this hunt would be taking place. Regardless of what Sinding was, I had to stop Hircine, for I had sworn an oath to stop all of the schemes of the Daedric princes on Nirn. Besides that, Sinding hadn't proven to actually be malicious. He had struck me as more sad, haunted by his bestial nature more than anything. Perhaps I could grant him mercy in some way. I met a hunter on the road who gave me a vague description of a place that he thought somewhere in the Whiterun lands that followers of Hircine were known to frequent at times. Though he did not know the exact location, at least he gave me some idea of where to start looking. I could only hope that this would be the place that Sinding was hiding out in, or maybe perhaps I could find answers to where I needed to go there. Either way, My adventure was taking me far away from Falkreath. Unfortunately, my path had brought me to a large body of water. I would not be able to cross this. I was too heavily clad in armor, and even if I could swim in this, my armor would surely rust and become useless to me. No, I would have to find a way around, which would make my journey even longer than expected. And Skyrim is dangerous. I finally found a banner that said I was leaving Falkreath and headed into Whiterune. Up the road, I found a sign with the one saying Riverwood on it. I had wondered if the town in front of me was Riverwood. The sign outside said Riverwood Trader, confirming my suspicions. This place said the Sleeping Giant Inn, so I decided I would hunker down for the night.
Are you a hunter by chance? The hills surrounding the village are ripe with game.
Early the next morning, I spoke with an elf by the name of Stendarr. He seemed to think that yes, this lair was in Whiterune, since its plains were known for odd attacks of vampires and werewolves alike. He seemed to think that if this lair was there, it would be in the mountains on the other side. But first I would have to cross the bridge leading outside of Riverwood, and still cross over to the opposite side of these mountains, meaning I still had a long way to go before I would be finished with my mission. One night, I randomly came upon a giant camp. Legend has it that the giants of Skyrim are normally passive. Yet I knew that they could be fierce if challenged, so I decided to just avoid them altogether. It was beginning to dawn on me that Skyrim is dangerous.
Are you here to join us in our sacred quest? To vanquish the great evil, waiting in darkness for its prey?
So what's this great evil you're talking about?
Not a single soul has lived to tell the tale of their encounters. So we're not sure what it really is. Whatever we will be facing, it's a great danger to all of Skyrim, which is why we must kill it, in its lair, on this day.
I weighed my options, but something in my heart told me I should help these adventurers. Besides, I could use allies. Skyrim is dangerous. If you need help, I'll join you to kill this evil.
We truly appreciate your help. Let us go then. Today, the evil is no more!
I had been traveling with these men for quite some time now. They told me stories of their past adventures. Apparently, they had been a trio, but one of them had died while killing a pack of feral wolves. So they were more than glad to take me on as a third. I became comfortable with them, so much so that I allowed them to see my true face. They did not seem to care, and I appreciated them for that. However, I could not join in on their merriment. All I could think about was how long this journey had already taken me, and that if I truly had Stendarr's mercy, this journey might not have taken so long. For Stendarr's mercy comes in many forms, one of which being my father's horse, Kara.
I promised you, my son, that we would eventually make the trip to the White Gold Tower, so that you may discover the secrets of the Grey Prince. This will be a long and hard journey. You will run alongside me and Kara. Do you think you can make it? Good, then follow me. Now pay attention. I am not Kara's master, for she is a gift of Stendarr's mercy. Do you understand, boy? Excellent. It is important that you understand that Kara is but an extension of Stendarr's will. Those who are in the good graces of Stendarr and his mercy, she chooses to help. For she picks who she chooses to help. We do not pick her. Maybe someday, if I can make you Stendarr's own, then she will choose to help you too, like she aided my father before me, and his before him. But we are a long way from that, boy. Now come, my son. Let us head to the White Gold Tower.
Vanquish you! I hate those things. The vampire filth did not stand a chance. Stendarr be praised! I found a crate full of magical potions over here. Take it. It's all yours. Farewell, warrior.
Sadly, once the battle was over, I had to pray for Stendarr's mercy over the body of Yorn. During the fight, he had begun to change, and I gave him mercy, but it saddened me to have done so. I prayed deep and hoped that he was in the loving arms of Stendarr now. The leader, Arbak, he had said Stendarr be praised. All this time traveling with them, I did not know that they were followers of Stendarr. And yet, this could not have been coincidental. Perhaps that was the weight I felt upon my heart in first meeting them. Stendarr's will pushed me to help them. Perhaps he was talking to me now. Perhaps I was closer to gaining that mercy for myself. As I was leaving, Arbok caught up to me, and he informed me of a place that he knew of where followers of her scene gathered. He would have accompanied me, but he had his own superiors to report to, so I understood. It was still a few days' journey from where we were at. Until then, I would have to fight my way to it, man and beast alike. For Skyrim is dangerous. Standing outside the cave's entrance to this secret place, I knew I had finally found what I was looking for. I could feel Stendarr's will pulling me to it, drawing me in. There was much mercy to be given here. But what's more than that, it felt as if Stendarr were finally talking to me, showing me what he wanted me to do. I felt blessed. I felt at peace, finally. As a child, I had heard stories from my father. Ones about a blood-red sky from a blood-red moon, signifying the hunt of her scene. Looking up at this blood-red sky now, I knew there could be no doubt. I was in the right place.
Has the Blood Moon called you, fellow hunter?
What happened here?
The prey is strong, stronger than the hunters. But more will come. Bring him down for the glories of Lord Hircine.
It was a massacre. Sinding was strong indeed. He had killed many hunters already. No wonder Hircine thought of him as a worthy hunt. But I knew better. I knew that Sinding actually had a good heart, regardless of his bestial curse.
You
Never thought I'd see you again.
I've been told to kill you.
And I would deserve it, wouldn't I? I can't stop you if that's what you want to do. Hersing is too powerful. If you spare me, I can be a powerful ally to you. And I would promise to never return to civilized life. I know now that I can't live among people.
I will spare your life.
Thank the gods. Now let's deal with these other hunters. We hunt together.
Right then, let's do it. My decision to help Sinding was out of the idea that he was the lesser of two evils. Although in my eyes, he wasn't evil at all. Just a poor, cursed man trying to make amends for the wrongs he had done.
Is someone there? Being betrayed. Look out! Down already. Love a jab. You ready to die today? Huh?
What was that?
Never thought I'd see you again.
The last of the hunters is dead.
Thank you for your help. I will make my home here, away from anyone I might hurt. Never thought I'd see you again.
Without warning, I suddenly fell into a trance. I could hear my heart beating in my chest, and it was like I was warped to a whole new world. Or better yet, another realm. A realm in the sky where Stendarr appeared before me, or at least the image that was most commonly known to his followers. As I gazed into it, I began to understand Stendarr's will, nay, his mercy, and what he was requiring of me at that moment. I could feel it in my heart. And my heart wanted to break. I now knew why they called it Stendarr's mercy. Sinding had not been a bad man. He had just been a cursed man. To save him, I needed to send him to the next life so that Stendarr may claim him, may embrace him with his mercy. Only Stendarr could give mercy. All I could do was enforce his will. And yet that peace I had felt earlier seemed to just slowly slip away from me.
With a heavy heart, I began to exit the cave. No amount of prayer over sending eased my burden. It was true I had foiled Hircine's nefarious schemes this night, and yet I still felt heavy in soul, broken in spirit. I could only wonder if Stendarr truly were listening to my prayers, or if I was just some weapon, a rusted sword only to be tossed aside once broken. And at that moment, I truly did feel broken. I could feel the peace that I had felt earlier slowly slipping from me, like water in a well beginning to dry. So did it from my soul. I could only wonder, would I always remain cursed? Or would Stendarr ever truly listen? Would he ever truly bless me? I could not be sure.
Well met again, Hunter.
I defy you and your vile tasks.
So you may think. By bringing down my other hunters, you turn the chase inside out. And they were no base prey. You continue to amuse and impress. Go forth with my blessing.
It was like salt in an open wound. Here I had been chasing Stendarr's blessing, only to receive Hircine's blessing. Now I knew I was cursed. For all my efforts to bring Stendarr's mercy to sending, and to foil that vile Daedra's plans, here I was, his champion, or at least one of his blessed. There was nothing left to do but make a long walk back to the Lark's Nest in Falkreath. It was Kara, my father's horse. Stendarr was extending his mercy to me, for she was an extension of that mercy. And though she was far from the warhorse my father had used, and probably less loyal to me than she was to him, the trip back to Falkreath would be shorter now. And in time she would prove to be a powerful ally. After all, Skyrim is dangerous.